Assalamu alaikum. If you're listening to this quietly, maybe with a heavy heart, I want you to know something first. You're not weak for missing someone. You're not faithless for feeling broken. And you're definitely not forgotten by Allah. Some losses don't scream. They sit silently in the chest. A name you no longer say. A future you imagined now unanswered. And you keep wondering, if Allah loves me, why did this have to end? Today is not about promises or miracles. I'm not here to tell you that someone will return just because you want them to. I'm here because Allah never allows pain without purpose. And if you're here right now, there is a reason your heart was guided to this moment. Take a breath. You don't need to rush your healing. Just listen. Because what Allah restores is often deeper than what we lost. Heartbreak is not always loud. Most of the time it's quiet, confusingly quiet. You wake up functioning, talking, smiling, but inside something feels unfinished. You replay conversations that never had proper endings. You make du'as that feel sincere, yet unanswered. And the hardest part? The silence. Not just from people, but the silence you think is coming from Allah. You still pray. You still believe. But somewhere in between sujood and patience, a question keeps forming. Am I being tested or ignored? And that thought hurts more than the loss itself. People don't talk enough about how exhausting it is to love someone deeply and still let them go. Not because you stopped caring, but because holding on was costing you your peace, your self-respect, your trust in Allah's plan. Letting go in that way doesn't feel brave. It feels like grief. It feels like tearing your own heart away with your hands. And no one prepares you for the guilt of missing someone while trying to move forward. The guilt of asking Allah for something and then wondering if you're being selfish for wanting it back. The guilt of healing while still loving. What hurts most is not the separation, it's the uncertainty, the not knowing, the waiting without clarity, the fear that maybe this pain has no meaning, that maybe your du'as are floating somewhere unheard. But here's the truth most people avoid saying. Sometimes Allah is silent because He is teaching your heart to listen differently. Not for answers, but for strength. Not for closure, but for growth. And if this feels uncomfortably accurate, it's because you're not alone in this feeling, even when it feels like you are. There is a moment after loss when the mind starts bargaining with faith. You don't stop believing in Allah, but you begin questioning His decisions. You ask yourself why something that felt so meaningful was taken away. And quietly, you wonder if separation was a punishment you didn't see coming. But Allah does not remove people randomly. He is not careless with human hearts. Nothing that leaves your life does so without passing through divine wisdom first. Sometimes, separation is not Allah taking something away. It is Allah interrupting a path that would have slowly harmed you. Not in obvious ways, not in dramatic ways, but in subtle ways that would have cost you your peace, your self-worth, or even your connection with Him. We often think love is proven by how tightly we hold on. Allah teaches love through alignment. When someone is removed, it doesn't always mean they were bad. It means the timing, the growth, or the direction was no longer matching what your soul needed next. Here is the part that is hard to accept. Allah is more invested in who you are becoming than in who you want to keep. And sometimes, wish fulfillment would delay your healing, weaken your faith, or keep you attached to a version of life that no longer fits who you are meant to be. Separation is painful because it exposes attachment. It shows us where we depended on people to provide what only Allah can sustain: safety, reassurance, belonging. And Allah, in His mercy, does not let illusions last forever. This is why loss often comes with clarity, slowly, painfully, honestly. You begin to see patterns you ignored. You recognize compromises you made. You realize how much of yourself you were shrinking just to keep something from falling apart. And here is the quiet miracle. Allah does not break hearts to leave them broken. He creates distance so truth can breathe. He removes noise so guidance can be heard. What feels like rejection is often divine redirection. Not away from love, but toward a version of it that does not require you to lose yourself. Wisdom is not always comforting in the moment, but it is always protective in the long run. People often ask for signs because they are tired of waiting. They look for numbers, dreams, sudden messages, or coincidences, anything that feels like reassurance. But Allah does not usually speak to hearts through spectacle. He speaks through transformation. The real sign is not that life suddenly gives you answers. It's that your heart slowly stops demanding them. There comes a moment when the begging in your du'as softens. You're no longer pleading from a place of panic or fear of loss. Instead, your prayers become quieter, more honest. You start saying, "Ya Allah, I trust you, even if I don't understand you yet." And that shift is not weakness, it is surrender. Another sign appears when your attention changes. You stop searching for proof in someone's online presence. The constant checking fades, not because you stopped caring overnight, but because your heart grew tired of chasing what was not reaching back. You begin turning that energy inward, toward prayer that is no longer rushed, toward reflection that is no longer avoided. Peace does not arrive loudly. It comes in small moments. You realize you can think of the past without your chest tightening. You remember without spiraling. You miss without losing yourself. And even though the future is still unclear, it no longer feels threatening. This is important. Peace without answers is not denial. It is healing. It means your heart is learning to rest in Allah instead of outcomes. Another sign is growth. You begin noticing boundaries where there used to be self-sacrifice. You recognize your worth without needing someone else to validate it. You start aligning your choices with your faith instead of your fears. And here is the most misunderstood part. When Allah is preparing to restore anything, whether it is love, trust, or wholeness, He first restores you. Not your situation, not your relationships, you. If something returns before you change, it often breaks again. That is why Allah delays. That is why He reshapes hearts before rewriting stories. So if you are feeling calmer, more grounded, more connected to Allah, even while missing someone, that is not a sign of giving up. That is the sign you were asking for all along. Because when the heart is ready, Allah's plan no longer feels frightening. It feels safe. After heartbreak, there is a quiet period that most people don't talk about. It's the time when everything feels paused. Life moves around you. People keep living, but your chest feels heavier, your thoughts louder, and your prayers somehow longer. This is the space where Allah begins His work. The subtle, quiet, invisible work of restoration that no one can see and most cannot feel. He heals before He restores. That is the first truth we often overlook. It's tempting to pray only for someone to return, to fix what is missing, to bring back what was lost. But what Allah truly wants is not to return a situation. He wants to return you. He wants to bring peace, wisdom, and maturity to the heart before he rewrites the story. Otherwise, what comes back may break again, like a fragile vessel, patched but not strengthened. Healing comes in many forms. Sometimes it is patience, the painful kind that forces you to sit in your own silence and confront feelings you've been avoiding. Sometimes it is perspective, realizing that the past was shaping you, not hurting you, and that what felt like rejection was actually preparation. Sometimes it is solitude, a deliberate distance from distractions, from people, from what you thought you needed, allowing your heart to grow roots in the soil of faith. The next step of reflection is realizing that restoration is not about reunion alone. If someone returns without change, without growth, understanding, or respect for your journey, it is not restoration. It is repetition. And repetition can be more painful than separation because it tempts you into the same mistakes, the same patterns, the same heartache you endured before. Allah is not in the business of giving us the same story with a slightly better ending. He is in the business of teaching us how to love, how to value, how to choose wisely, and how to honor our own growth before re-engaging with the world around us. This is where emotional maturity emerges. It is not just about surviving the loss, or praying harder, or hoping someone will return. It is about seeing the wisdom in silence. It is about understanding that heartbreak can be a teacher, not a punishment. It is about learning that your heart has limits, that your soul needs nurturing, and that the love you seek from others cannot replace the love, peace, and trust you cultivate within yourself. Reflection deepens when you begin to recognize patterns you once ignored, the compromises you made to keep someone, the parts of yourself you hid to feel accepted, the fears you avoided facing. All of it becomes visible when you step back and let Allah work on your inner world. And when your heart is mended, your story becomes different. Not necessarily predictable, not necessarily what you imagined, but stronger, wiser, and far more aligned with your purpose. Healing first, restoration second. This is the rhythm of divine wisdom. Patience, growth, and reflection are not just steps. They are the foundation for a love, a life, or a connection that is sustainable and meaningful. When this foundation is solid, what Allah restores is not just something external, it is something eternal in your heart. Because in the end, the restored story is never about the person who returns. It is about the person you become in the waiting. Before we move on, I want you to take a moment. Just pause. Close your eyes if you need to. Breathe slowly. Listen to your own heartbeat. Hear the thoughts that keep spinning, the longing, the questions you've been too afraid to speak out loud. Ask yourself one thing, and be honest. Are you asking Allah to return a person, or are you asking Him to heal the wound? Most of us don't even realize the difference. We want someone back, but what our hearts really need is peace, clarity, and wholeness. Sometimes the return of a person without this healing only repeats the same pain. The pause you are taking now is not empty. It is not wasted. It is a quiet space where Allah begins to answer in ways that words cannot capture. Let your heart feel it. Let the silence speak. Notice how the ache softens, how the mind slows, how your spirit whispers, "I am not alone. Healing is happening, even if I can't see it yet." This pause is sacred. It is where reflection meets transformation. True hope begins with Allah. Restoration doesn't always mean the same person returns. Sometimes what he restores is the love itself, a deeper, purer version that heals the heart and aligns with our growth. It may not look like the story you imagined, but it carries a wisdom and peace you couldn't have reached before. Trust that he knows what your heart truly needs, and that his timing is perfect. Hope is not in holding on to what was lost. It is in surrendering to him, knowing that what he restores will never harm your soul, only strengthen it. Before we end, let us take a moment to make a sincere dua together. O Allah, heal every broken heart, guide every lost soul, and replace every pain with wisdom and peace. Restore what is best for us in your timing, and grant us strength to trust you fully. Remember, this journey is not about rushing or fearing loss. It's about growth, reflection, and hope. If this message touched your heart, subscribe and share so we can spread more light, love, and healing to those who need it most. May your heart always find peace